There is one thing only killing your sales. Can you guess what it is? I'm going to be sharing that with you right now. Welcome back. I'm Pam Abassa, the founder of The Lucrative Lady and The Lucrative Business Academy. So there is one thing killing your sales, whether you are selling online, offline, it doesn't matter what medium, selling on a call, there is one thing that is killing your sales, and I really want to break that down inside of this training. So a couple of years ago, I went to an event. It was about maybe 4 years ago, more than a couple of years ago. I went to an event and I'd been following this specific guy for quite some time, for a few months. So finally, he had a live event quite local to me, so I decided to go. So I'm sitting there and I'm hearing him teach and all of that. It was fantastic. He's a very, very good teacher, very charismatic, very funny, and really, really likable. I was sold. That's lesson number one. Before you actually make the sale, or rather before you actually do the selling, your buyers have already bought into you, or rather they should have already bought into you. So I already bought into this guy. Now it came to him giving us the opportunity as we were sitting there. So I'm sitting there next to a friend of mine and I'm literally on the edge of my chair. I have my credit card in my hand whipped out because I know without a shadow of a doubt that I am going to buy. So he goes into his offer, and the guy who I had been listening to for the past couple of hours, I have no idea, right? It's like some sort of something happened, some sort of magic happened, because I'm seeing the same guy right in front of me, but it's like somebody else took him out of the way and stood there in his place, and this other person wasn't the confident person who I had bought into. It was this sheepish guy whose tone all of a sudden changed and who was wavering. And the one thing that cost him the sales that day is the one thing that's killing your sales, and that is conviction. What is conviction? Conviction is the absolute belief in what you do, right? It is the absolute belief that what you do, it's so transformational that you must do it. Not only that you must do it, but the world must hear about it. The world must participate in it. And by the world, I'm talking about your people, your ideal clients. That conviction is so paramount. It is so paramount, and it is also so fickle. It is something that people can breathe, they can smell, they can see from a mile away if you don't have this one thing. Right, let's look at religion, right? Let's look at it. One of my favorite, I'm a Christian by the way, but one of my favorite groups of people are Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but what I love about Jehovah's Witnesses is that, my goodness, they are beyond convicted. They have balls. I'm telling you, they have serious balls. I mean, I don't know any stories about things going wrong, but I can only imagine that they've, been to people's homes. There's people who come, they knock, and they stand there, and I can only imagine I don't know if they've ever faced any negative thing. I hope not. But I love them because they have some serious conviction, right? And religion as a whole, it doesn't matter what religion it is, right? Christianity, Islam, Sikhism, Buddhism, it doesn't matter. But have you noticed that when somebody bites their teeth and decides that they are going to be religious or believe in God, right? When somebody decides that they are that person, they are so convicted, right, that they become the second C that I want you to always remember out of this. So the first is conviction, but the second thing that they become as a result of that conviction is that they become a crusader. Right? What is a crusader? A crusader is somebody who goes out for a cause, right? They are standing there with their plaques. They are standing there and they want people to believe, like you have to believe. They are so convicted that they don't keep their conviction to themselves. They are going out there and spreading their conviction, right? That is what you have to be about your business. Nobody else can do that for you. Your team can't do that for you. You have got to be the best, most highly convicted crusader that there is about what you do. And that leads me to the third thing that I want to share with you, and yet another C, so that you can remember it. And that is, not only do I want you to be convicted, nor do I want you to just be a crusader, but I also want you to notice that religion, one of the biggest reasons why religion is so huge, right? And it would never go away, by the way. But one of the reasons why it is like that is because those who are convicted and are crusaders for this, guess what they do? They control the conversation. I don't know about you, but have you ever noticed, have you ever been in a conversation with somebody else who is of a different faith, or perhaps you've seen on social media and one person says this thing against this religion, and boom, all of a sudden, like, I have no idea, like a tsunami, they all just pounce, and you just see, and people who were just sitting there like a fly on the wall, all of a sudden you have hit a nerve, and they are coming out and they are coming at that person. I have seen it lots of times. I don't get involved in all of that shizzle, but it is just such a brilliant example for what you have to do when it comes to running your own business. You've got to be convicted, you've got to be a crusader, and you've got to want to control the conversation, not in a negative way, but so much so that you are going to be out there and your role is now to dominate the conversation. Do you see that? Right? So to control the conversation, you simply dominate the conversation. Now, how do you dominate the conversation? You dominate the conversation by simply constantly putting yourself out there over and over again, time and time again, getting on those sales calls and never being afraid to put out your offer, right? So what is your biggest takeaway from listening or watching to this today? Are you absolutely convicted about what you do, about your offer, that you are going out there with your plaque, you are a crusader for this, and you are out there controlling, or rather dominating, the conversation in your niche? Right? If I were to Google your niche, would I find your name? Would I find conversations that you have started? Would I find videos? Will I find audios, podcasts? Will I find the trail, the marks that you have left as a trailblazer? Will I find those? Right? Some food for thought, right? I want you to really, really think about that. Because if you want to become the go-to in your niche, right, then you have got to become that convicted person who is also a crusader and who is out there to control, or rather dominate, conversation in their space. So I hope you loved it. If you did, let me know, because it's good to know. It helps me sleep better at night. So make sure you do drop a comment below and let me know what is the one thing that you are taking away from watching this. Let me know what that thing is, and let me know, are you convicted about what you do? Drop it in the comments. And of course, if you have any questions, drop it in the comments. And if it is good and lots of people are asking a similar question, then I may record a video about that. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you watch my other videos, because I try to bring my conviction and all of that to everything that I do. So make sure you check it out, and yeah, take care. Thanks for watching. So this is for the one thing killing your sales. Okay. So this is the intro before the intro. But it is just such a brilliant example for, but it is just such, I have to record that again.